everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is doing well this weekend. And today I thought it was important to bring to your attention UK government publishes draft mental health bill. As an adult with autism spectrum disorder and an adult with generalised anxiety disorder, I felt it was important to bring you this latest news that I found out about yesterday. So I spent yesterday researching and writing most of my notes down for the topic to make sure that I kept myself on a fairly average speed and on track with the topic. So let's get into it. The government has published its draft bill to change mental health bills in England and Wales. This is a huge step forward in the campaign to stop the scandal of autistic people being wrongfully detained in mental health hospitals. It must be accompanied by urgent investment in social care and mental health services so that autistic people have the right support in the right community. The draft bill proposes some important changes for autistic people, including the following: changing the definition of mental disorder in the Mental Health Act so it no longer includes autism, which would help to prevent wrongful detention of autistic people who do not have a mental health condition. So that's the first one that they talk about, and I totally agree with this statement. As an autistic person myself, I'm lucky that I haven't been sectioned or needed serious mental health services, but I do use the local autism service mental health support when I truly need it. So I'm very lucky I haven't got to the point of been needing to be sectioned or been needing to have professional medical mental help. Introducing a duty for councils, NHS England and local health decision makers to provide enough of the right community services to prevent autistic people reaching their crisis point in the first place and having to stay in an institution because there is simply nowhere else to go or to put them. This is a common problem. This is due to finances and lack of local social care and healthcare services available within local councils across England and Wales. Making care and treatment review actions enforceable, helping autistic people get out of hospitals or secure institutions sooner. Yes, we need more professionals that are actually trained in autism and talk to people with lived experiences who are diagnosed with autism or mental health conditions. So I'll give you a little bit of the background about this proposal. So here goes. The proposals are part of the government's white paper of the Mental Health Act. These documents set out what the government plans to do to achieve these certain issues. The government is consulting on the proposals so you can have your say on how the Mental Health Act works better for autistic people who have mental health problems. The proposal will take around 2 years to come into force to make sure these actually work for autistic people, children and autistic adults. The definition of mental disorder within the Mental Health Act currently says this. It currently includes autism, which means you can be sectioned for being autistic, even though you do not or may not have a mental health condition. The white paper proposes the changes for one important type of section, which is called a Section 3. This would mean that an autistic person cannot be sectioned for more than 28 days unless it is to treat another underlying mental health condition. Autistic people can be sectioned for two circumstances. Autistic people should never be sectioned. It is a completely inappropriate environment, including the noise, the smell, people, professionals. It is during this assessment that if they do not have a mental health condition, they should no longer be sectioned and being released on the grounds of not having a mental health condition. So that's the first part of it. Making care and treatment reviews actions enforceable. And care and the right treatment reviews are held by clinicians and other people responsible and to help autistic people get out of the hospital sooner, but often their recommendations are not followed through or ignored. The proposals in the white paper means that these actions must be agreed in the care and treatment plan, which will be looked at by many mental health professionals and mental health tribunals and to be enforced. The introduction of duty to provide adequate community services. Too many autistic people get stuck in mental health hospitals because there are not the right services or right support to support in their own homes or local communities. In the white paper, the government says that there will be a duty for councils, NHS England and local health decision makers to provide services for autistic people. These can include better supported housing, including professional health support, more social and community groups to involve them in their local communities. Yes, I totally agree on this step forward. To have better inclusion will stop mental health issues arising so quickly, and having community housing with professional support will help to maintain independence, money management and social care and mental health well-being. Changes to detention criteria. When somebody is sectioned in their local hospital or mental health establishment, they have to meet the detention criteria, which means the professionals agree that you have a mental disorder, that they must also agree you are at risk of harming yourself or other people in your local community. The white paper will set out some key changes to this criteria. The government says that someone to be sectioned, it must be demonstrated that the purpose of care or treatment is a clear benefit to them. The same treatment cannot be done anywhere in their local community, that there is a substantial likelihood of harm to them or to others within the local community. These important changes can make a big difference to autistic people who are currently sectioned or in mental health institutions in the UK. In addition, other key professionals mentioned in this white paper include frequent reviews of available care treatment for autistic people over the treatment and care plans, and improved support with much better support from advocates. Again, I agree strongly with what they've been saying and what they're trying to do as part of this government white paper. I think the problem that I see happening is with this is that it's going to be basically still putting people at risk. It's still going to be people who may not get the right support at the right time. And as autism is classed as a mental disorder, I would ask that the UK government does put autism in its own separate box. Autism is not a mental disorder, it's a neurodevelopmental condition, which means it's nothing to do with our psychological system, it's to do with how our brains are wired when we're born. So as part of this report, I do want that taken out of the mental definition, because we are not mental people. Yes, we may need more mental health services and support than others, but that is due to our own health and not taking care of ourselves and not knowing what to do or who to speak to. Also, I panic that where is this money going to come from? Because again, it's all well and good saying they're going to do this mental health act and change it and make it more realistic for us to get help and support. But again, where is this money coming from? Is it coming from the government themselves? Is it coming from NHS England? Is it coming from NHS London? Where is this money coming from? Because as everybody knows right now, everybody is tight for money. It is a really hard time since the pandemic. So again, I'm panicking where this money is going to come from to support autistic people. But I do overall like what's being offered here. I do think a lot of autistic people and their families will benefit long term. But again, it's how long are we going to take to get these autistic people out? Even the UK government said it's going to take a minimum of 2 years to get these actions enforceable. So way before they become enforceable, say next year, what's going to happen to all the autistic people that are currently sectioned now, are getting sectioned now, are in mental health institutions, because the UK judicial system doesn't know where else to put them. And I also panic that this is going to keep on happening because, again, we lack care and the right facilities for autistic people. And I'm worried that if I do end up in somewhere like this, that my rights are going to be taken away, because a lot of the time when you're in these places, your rights are taken away, you're stripped of any responsibility. And I feel that autistic people should have their voices all the time. I don't think when we go into these kind of places we should be stripped of it. And that's what I panic about. A lot of autistic people aren't coming forward and having their say. It's very well and all good saying you're going to support us and get us out back into our local communities. But how long is this going to take? This could take 3, 4, 5, 6 plus years. Like the UK government, you've really said 2+ years. That's not good enough. It really is not good enough. You need to get autistic people out of the hospitals now, back into their community, maybe in a shared housing group, maybe in a shared block of apartment flats or something, with the right support, the right carers, the right mental health services, and get these autistic people home. Get them out of the communities that they're in, out of these mental health establishments, because it costs loads of money. Every day you're holding these autistic people, and why? Because you don't know where else to put them. It's ridiculous. Get them home, get them with the right care, get them with a daily treatment plan. If they need medication, so be it, but do not medicate and do not put these people in these mental health institutions. They do not need to be there, and I am proud to support this mental health report. I would love to work alongside the UK government to give my own perspective. I would love to be part of this white paper review. I think the more power we have of lived experience of people with autism and working with the government, the better. The more the government would listen to us and finally take our voices seriously, because we're often ignored or treated like we are babies or children. Please, 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 for the UK government, take us seriously. Get this mental health act done now. Get our voices heard. Get us home. Get us out of the hospitals that we've been stuck in, or mental health institutions that they were currently stuck in. Get these people back with their families where they belong, because being in a mental health hospital or a mental health unit or an inpatient unit is not acceptable. It needs to change. It needs to end now. It shouldn't have been happening. This lack of care is absolutely disgraceful, and I hope you'll join me in this fight. Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll be back next time. Bye!